Finally, a month's wait, and a couple engines have come back from Mr. Terry Ives. So we're going to go ahead. We've got projects that we've already introduced what we're going to do, but we're going to re-go over those projects and everything. One of them, I'm still kind of on the fence, but I have an idea in my head on what I want to do with it. But the other one is a 101B in here that is going into project 98%, the Super Pro 125 101B restoration, best I can really do and everything project. But I have a video link on that and everything, a video I started on that and stuff like that. But we'll go ahead, let's open up this box and get started on this. So, but the only thing I have done to this point is open the box to pay the bill. That's it. So, what did I have done? All right, so we're gonna go off the list here. Here's this list right here. Nice, awesome list. Stuff. Yeah, I folded back all the prices and stuff. Here's his card. Get a hold of him. Okay. So hopefully you saw that, screenshot that, something, pause. But that is the guy who does the McCulloch engines probably the best and everything. He does blind bore. He can do obviously the cart blocks, chainsaw blocks. You have to email him or you can give him a call. He's in California, as you've seen on the card. So depending on where you live, your differences and everything. He's helped a guy in Australia, Steven. If I said that right, I hope I didn't butcher your name. But he helped him out and stuff like that to fit a piston for a Super Pro 125 that had a chrome bore put into it and a cutoff head and everything. I mean, he can help with that and everything. So, or at least let's hope he can help and everything. So in this box here, we've got a couple engines for a couple projects and stuff like that. So what I have done here is I had a 101 piston assembly 0.024 done. So it looks like the block was already 20 over and he was able to just clean the bore up and fit a piston. So he didn't have to go 30. Excellent. That's perfect. That's what we need. A Mac 30 with a 91 piston 0.028. So even better there that it didn't really have to go too big over. I thought it was a stock bore and it looks like it only needed 28 over to fit and everything. Now, I'll get more into that. Some guys are like, wait a minute, a 91 inside of a 30, you can't do that with a D port. I'll explain how we're going to make that happen. All right, so 101 24 pin assembly, a wrist pin to fit it, a 101 copper head gasket, a 50 just standard thickness, 0.050 thick. That's all it is, and my handwritten note in here for whatnot. God, I got something in my eye bothering me. It looks so terrible on camera. Mac 30 board, a Mac 30 board to 0.028. 91.028 piston assembly, wrist pin for that, a rod assembly. I had to get a 90s series rod for it. We were going to use the 30 and the thrust washers, but he called me and said, hey, the 30 rod is no good and it needs a 90 rod, which was kind of suspecting. He's like, you can buy one, ship it to me, or buy one of mine. And I did the math in my head real quick. I knew what a 90 rod on eBay was going to run. I know what shipping to me is going to run to him, everything. It was just about the same, if not a little bit less, to get one off of him. So, rod assembly. And in red, torque rod bolts to 90-inch, underlined twice, inch pounds. And I've said that in many of my videos. You torque these to 90-inch pounds on those bolts. I have gone over a little bit on some of them, but it ain't going to hurt too much. But 90-inch pounds, all right? Get you a nice little torque wrench right here and do that. Board, hone, carbide, lap, 2 cylinders. Vibra, cylinder. I can't read. I'm sorry. I don't know. What's that bottom line say, everybody? Can you read that? Type it in the comments for me, that very bottom line right here. So, something about cylinders. Anyways. So, lots of work done to them from the guy himself. There's that. Really good guy, talk to you on the phone, everything. I mean, be amazed. So, I did some carburetor work the other day on my bike and everything. I still have the rags down for that and stuff. So, halfway clean surface here. So, let's go ahead. Let's open this up together. Don't you guys love this? Hey, hit that like button. Subscribe. Leave me a comment. Would you? Be pretty cool. Guy sure can pack better than me, that's for sure. Any packing material. I know which one's the 30. You know what? I'm more excited to see the 30. I don't know what it is. I've been after a 30 forever. I don't know what it is. And I got one. It needed work. But this engine has not run since the 70s. So, oh, look at that. Oh, gotta have that Tim Allen grunt. Look at that. Got the piston in it, everything. Oh, what in the... Still a scratch in the side there. Still a needle mark. Hopefully that doesn't affect anything running. You see that? Right out of the box. Still has a needle mark. I'll have to call him up on that. See what's going on. Hopefully that doesn't affect anything. Yeah, goes down to right there. So we're gonna have to we'll contact him a picture of that and be like, say, hey, is that gonna run okay? Is that gonna give me compression? I mean, if that's the largest 90 piston he could put, then we're gonna find out, won't we? But these 30 series have super thick bores on them. But yeah, hopefully he saw that right there. I'll have to contact him and send him a picture. Be like, yeah, and the nail catches it too. It's still pretty deep. See? Oh, here's the microphone. You hear my nail catching it. So we'll see. I mean, it's just going to be used for show purposes, and everything. The block though is immaculate. And so it's got a brand new connecting rod on it from a 90 series. Looks fantastic. Vapor blasted. Everything on the inside. So, you're probably wondering, I know I'm gawking, sorry about that. So, you're probably wondering, how can you use the pistons on these, on 90 series? Factory, the 30s had full circle because of the D port. So, you're probably wondering, how can you use this boosted port one on a D when it's just going to expose the lower part of the block the entire time? Now, you have a couple options you can do. What you can do is you run an aftermarket GEM intake, stuff like that, that blocks the D port off completely from the upper assembly. And stupid me didn't have the intake ready for this one. But the original porting, the original intake on this, the D port is always exposed open, by the reed blocks and stuff like that and everything. So what it is you have to either block off the D port with an aftermarket intake so that it seals it and just the bottom part would work, or like what I'm going to be doing, using the original 30 series and putting a block off plate adapter on the bottom to block this D port off so that you can use a 90 series piston. So it makes this completely void, because usually this would be open to the top and everything, and the piston was the port that would close it. So we're not having to worry about doing that right now. So that's the plan with that. Now, what a guy can do, he can go in and raise those up and, so far and everything and utilize that. But I'm not going to do that. We're just going to keep this stock. So there's that with that one. But I will, like I say, I'll be contacting with that. I'll have to ask. I mean, yeah, it didn't go to the very top. So, yeah, you're going to build some kind of compression. But I'm just kind of concerned about that one right there. Will that build or not? What do you guys think? I'll email him, and I'll email him a picture of it, leave it in the comments, and then we'll go from there. Oh yeah, these are not tapered at the bottom. You have to go from the top in with the pistons for the rings and stuff. It's a nice, perfect fit. We'll just leave it like that and sit there for the minute. Set that back. So it's got a brand new 90 series rod on it. Now, this one didn't have any bad scorings or anything on it. And I got it. It was just, you know, needing the lapping and everything. There's the old pistons in little Fastnail boxes, but I highly doubt they're Fastnail. Oh, and the old rod and other goodies and stuff like that and whatnot. So, pins. Assuming these are the old pit. Well, I didn't have a piston in 30. What's in here? Okay, yeah, there's the old piston. My bad. Yep. So all the old pistons and stuff are in there. All right, the 101B everybody wants to see. Couple minor left over, but he just carbide lapped it. Looks like it was offset board. It didn't, I mean, it was already 20 over because it had a 20 over piston, so it looks like it just needed cleaned up is all it needed. Piston is immaculate. And these don't have tapers on the bottom of them either. So yeah, you had to go from the top, which is perfectly fine. So looks like it's vapor blasted in. Nut retainers. And silicone? Siliconed in nuts. I mean, if it works to hold them in for the head bolts. Siliconed in nuts. Everything looks good. Looks like brand new plugs put in the back, or at least they were good enough and they're recoated. Yeah, they're the original. I can see through. There's still some rusties on it. Yeah. So coated those off. This is a non-ported, non-molested block. This is vapor blasted, super clean and everything, and should be about ready to go for assembly. It's got some rash marks on it from back in the day. Not cracked right here. I already drilled it ahead of time for an oiler rod. So that's how you know if it's going to be in a saw or has been or something. It has this drill mark right here for the oiler rod to pass through the block and go to the tank. So this one did not have it. I will be the first to put this in. So, couple little, like say, rash marks and stuff like that. Ports are immaculate, looking good. Looks like he didn't have to, like say, do much other than just carbide lap it and fit a piston. So that's good because I remember this being, you can see the iron bore on this side more than that side. I do remember that with it. But remember, how you know it's a B block, the block itself, is because that's recessed. See those recessed areas right here and here for a gasket to sit in. So it's not able to blow out. You put the gasket and bolt the exhaust down, it cannot go anywhere. Helps retain it too when you're assembling. So that's also how you know you've got a B block. And then they have the reverse thread crankshaft PTO side on them also. But other than that, the port timing is the same on the A and AA blocks. So really, they'll all perform the exact same. You can even convert other ones to Bs if you want. Good. So beautiful piston, 24. Conrod is awesome shape. Yeah, I'll email him a picture of that, and then we'll put it in the and then I'll respond and put it as a pinned one in the comments. So just keep an eye out for that and go from there. But we have a couple beautiful examples here of American engineering and fixtures. Like I say, I hope that gouge it'll run with it, but any other guy knows you see that in a cylinder and you're like, Alrighty. Well, as like I say, short, quick unboxing video there of these two beautiful blocks of just American karting and everything. And I just it's something to absolutely love and everything and whatnot. But like I say, so this is going in the 101 is going into the Super Pro 125. Now the 30, I'm still on the fence. I'd like to find a cart frame to put it on, but if not, I have an idea. It's going to be pretty wild, really meant for just show purposes, running show saw and nothing more. So it isn't just going to be your average saw either, but you're going to have to stick around to find out what that is. Also on my Instagram, I will update at some point, but we're going to first get another one done, the 176. If you didn't check that last video out, go check that out of us assembling this together. And super thanks to Jeremy and Shane. So we'll get that done. But one of these may jump in front. We'll see. I'm still working with Brian on the gaskets and everything. Got the gasket example sent into him. Just shipped it out today to get to him so that we can he can get some gaskets made for you guys off of it and everything. So I'd like to put that one together with his gaskets, these together with his gaskets too, and everything. So I'm yammering. I got to get ready for work and everything like that. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if you like this video, hit that like button, leave me a comment. I read them. And tons of past videos to watch to hold you on over. And until then, I just got to say thanks for watching. And this is coming out the day before Hopstock. I wish I could make it, and I cannot. But for everybody going there, stay safe and have a good time. And run those saws for me. I'll try to be on the live video for that one and everything. Jump into the comments and everything. So, all right, say thank you, everybody. All right, quick one. I messaged a cart guy, an expert in these. I mean, Steve, awesome guy. He also helped me out with some stuff. Messaged him on the score. He says it's going to feel a little lousy turning it over, but when it's running, you're not going to know. So I guess you'd call it a built-in decompression. So the little score on the 30 is what we're talking about here. So I put the pistons back in and everything, but so I'm just going to call it a built-in decompression and everything. It shouldn't be anything to worry about. So we'll cross that when we got to that. But like I say, anyways, thanks for watching, everybody.